Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so that we can bring you the latest news as they come. And together we shall support our great leader, ﷺ IPOB, Eastern Security Network, to make our Biafran dream a reality. He said, multinational oil companies cries out to their U.S. government that they are about to lose their investments because of Buhari impostors' cluelessness, and Nigeria may be extinct. U.S. government takes action. According to reports, the recent visit of the United States of America ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, to APC presidential candidate, was to warn him and his party to withdraw before they completely turn Nigeria into extinction or an extinct nation. The multinational oil companies are afraid that their investments will go extinct as well because of Buhari's incompetency, APC's cluelessness, the way they have dragged the economy of Nigeria to the mud. But the APC urchins are twisting the whole story, lying that the U.S. ambassador's visit was to show support to their presidential candidate and clear him of all criminal past. What a big lie. The U.S. ambassador also visited Raila Odinga, who contested in the Kenya presidential election some months back. He visited before the Kenya's presidential election, and Odinga, the ruling party candidate, lost the election. They had to let him go because they have to protect their investments. The U.S. ambassador clearly warned Tinubu that the U.S. government would not support a vice presidential candidate that is a Boko Haram terrorist sponsor, Shettima, and that their multinational oil companies' investment is more important to them. And that made Buhari impostor and his Fulani Nigerian government to be under serious panic, because they want to use Tinubu as a placeholder so that the terrorist Boko Haram founder, Shettima, will be the one ruling the nation called Nigeria, a zoo nation. According to reports, Bola Tinubu and Shettima have been urged to drop out of the race for the presidency in 2023 and for the ruling party to resign from government. Also, all APC candidates for governor, Senate, House of Representatives, and state houses of assembly to give up their bid before 2023. All this will not solve the problem in the zoo. The only true and genuine solution is disintegration. The earlier every unity beggar understands this, the better for the indigenous tribes in Nigeria. You know, the APC-led government of Buhari impostor has pushed Nigeria into debt, and its candidates refuse to quit honorably. Nigerians will not hesitate to push them out. In the first 4 months of 2022, the Buhari impostors government announced via Budget and Planning Ministry that the expense of debt payment has outpaced its income in the 4 months under consideration. Out of the 17.32 trillion allocated for the entire year, the Fulani Nigerian government spent a total of 4.2 trillion between January and April 2022. In these same 4 months, a sum of 285 billion naira was earned as oil revenue. This represents a shortfall of 60.9% of the prorated figure of 730.12 billion naira. The Director General of Debt Management Office, DMO, Mrs. Patience Oniha, confirmed that Nigeria's total public debt stock, representing domestic and external debt stock profile as at March 2022, stood at 41.6 trillion and 42.84 trillion, which is equivalent to $103.31 billion at the official exchange rate as at June 30, 2022. If the debt amount were divided by 200 million Nigerians, including the 50 million who are still unborn, every Nigerian as at June 30, 2022, is indebted to the tune of 170,000 naira each. You know, Peter Obi, the presidential candidate for Labour Party, has frequently advised that the Fulani Nigerian government borrowing must be a statutory 5% of the previous year revenue. But the Fulani Nigerian government had disregarded Peter Obi's prudent advice. It is necessary at this juncture for Nigeria to immediately join the cry to demand for the resignation of the Fulani Nigerian government from the government seat, now that is not in doubt that it has finally ruined a substantial part of the future of Nigerians with its avoidable act of running the country into insolvency. But the truth is that referendum and Biafran restoration is the only solution. There is nothing anyone can do to make the zoo a place to inhabit or to make it to work. It cannot work. As long as the Fulani Janjaweed remains as leaders, they created the fraudulent document, the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, to keep them in power forever. So how do you expect the zoo to work? The zoo can never work. The solution to zoo's problem is complete disintegration or dissolution of the zoo into workable nations. Even the Fulani Janjaweed will enjoy it. They will enjoy it. They will even enjoy it the most. Because in their new Arewa nation, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want, and no one will question them. No one will question them. You know, The growing cluelessness of the Fulani Nigerian government in its incompetent management of Nigeria's economy is easily observed from a silly and unending oil subsidy deduction choreographed calculation scam. The Fulani Nigerian government proposed 6.7 trillion naira to fund fuel subsidy, while it is planning to borrow 11 trillion naira to support the 2023 budget expenses. The painful truth is that 11 trillion naira can build from scratch 2 new good refineries for the country, unless we, the being wickedly mortgaged, Nigerians and Biafrans as a collective pool resources and work together to influence the quick disintegration of the zoo before the Fulani Janjaweed will turn us into an extinct nation, the better for us. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.